I've never had the chance.
Ah.
Let me tell you why you're here. You wish to purchase some new magical equipment, and so experienced an irresistible desire to visit my shop.
I hate to disappoint, but no. I'd like to purchase a silver bracelet.
Ha! I'm a lousy oracle. I shouldn't even have bothered to try. I'm an excellent merchant, though. I always have exactly what the customer needs. A bracelet made from pure silver at a shockingly reasonable price.
What does that mean, dear heart?
It means we are going to right now. Trust me. Has my advice ever turned you astray?
What does that mean, dear heart?
It means we are going. I implore you. No, I demand of you. Capture that darn spirit. demand of you. Capture that darling.
What do you think of this marvel? The first prototype Guardian Golem. First, and, until a certain component is found, also the last one.
But who is that behind him in the pavilion? I've seen him before.
Didn't you recognize the man? That's His Serenity, Archmage Kaythorn.
How fortunate to find him here. I am on a mission from Prince Adrian to discuss the Montpetrie disaster.
Oh, that's out of the question right now. First, the Archmage is deep in meditation. He dislikes being interrupted. Second, the Archmage is in low spirits. As his disciple, I assure you 'tis better to wake a dragon than face him in such a state.
What's your opinion on the disaster? What happened there?
Don't you read the Nostrian Chronicle? The Mage Factory fell victim to an unknown plague. The Archmage is certain that only drastic measures are needed to protect Nostria. At present, all the resources of the tower are concentrated on containing the plague. Is that enough for you?
You seem a wise fellow. Are you a magister? Oh, it's you. I heard about the epic battle in the Marcellan dungeons. Shame I wasn't there.
I'm sure you would have shone in battle, sir. But you're in luck. You can help me arrest the traitor and murderer Baron DuPont. In return, I'll help you with the tabula of Tynesad Duckling.
The tabula can wait. I have a different task for you. help us find some fresh recruits for the Guard. To restore Nostria's rightful position in the world, Montier sent most of our knights abroad on crusade. There are barely enough fighting men left to guard the Citadel. In a tavern not far from here, you'll find Greflet, a former brother-in-arms. He's a mercenary now. He commands a troop called the Grey Knights. Rumor has it, he's drinking pure aquas by the barrel, brawling and frightening the maids and disciples. Now, here's what I'm thinking. You have a supple way with words. Perhaps you could speak with Greflet and see how he and his Grey Knights are set for work. Ideally, you'll persuade them to leave their mercenary lives behind and enlist in the Royal Guard. They're strong and capable warriors. If you're able to enlist Greflet, many folks will be indebted to you, and not just the Guard.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star. Sorry, I got distracted.
Are you watching the sky?
Yes. I monitor the glow and color of the stars, for such is my discipline. I can see you've come from afar. The road that lies ahead of you is also long.
You're right. My journey is not yet over. But what made you say that?
I have a map to a dungeon. It is full of magic artifacts and ancient treasures. I had once thought of going there myself, but I see now that this will never happen.
May I buy your map?
Of course, it's yours for a mere handful of gold coins.
The old man looks honest, but this may be a risky venture.
How wonderful, you're rich.
Adventures in a dungeon. How exciting.
That map is more than just a dusty old bit of vellum with an X on it. It is a dream. May it come true in your hands.
I've been waiting for an
I brought you everything you need, Miss Hermia. This water is chock-a-block with mana, and here's the silver bracelet, and crystal orb as well.
Perfect. I had just enough time to reread Iphicletes. Cathon criticizes his theory of the world being composed of minuscule particles, remember? Undoubtedly, the Archmage is right. The world is nothing but materialized concepts. You're about to witness a simple experiment that proves just that. I found several books in Oleron's library describing a conceptual materialization ritual. It didn't take long to compile my own incantation.
That all sounds very, magical. But what about the lost cups?
Weren't you listening? I just said I'm ready to materialize the concept of a silver cup. Oh, can we move on from the cups finally? Just so you know, I returned an extra cup for good measure. I'd much rather you considered the number of books loaned out by the library that never return. That's the real tragedy. I was trying to find the last volume of King Demir's deeds to better acquaint myself with dwarven magical traditions, but it was nowhere to be found. Imagine that.
Oops.
The Rector's birthday is the most important event of the semester. Cathorn would keep the ghost of King Maximus for it.
Has everyone read Cathon's treatise on the nature of things? His research suggests the world is comprised of only elements and their names. The name of fire is Agnes.
Agnes.
Again, same old story.
Aha, I've been expecting you. You're going to help me. See these ignorant disciples? They've littered the school's ether with their mispronounced logoi. You need to cleanse the ether and set a good example for them. Can you see the 3 misshapen logoi?
What do you mean? I don't even know the meaning of such words.
Right. I forgot you never had a proper education. Just wait a moment.
What's going on?
Hic sentio logi. Now you can see them. What are you waiting for? Set a good example for my pupils. All you need to do is extinguish the logoi in the right order. If they start multiplying, you've made an error. Begin with the farthest one. Well, start already.
Right. Oh, I'll have to start over. That's not all, is it? I did it!
Has everyone read Cathon's treatise on... I never doubted for a second you'd be able to solve our little problem.
I wouldn't call it little.
For a non-graduate of the Mage's Tower, you did a great job. Better than some of the dunderheads standing before me now.
No one can get an audience with
Care!
Ugh.
How are you feeling?
What happened?
Caronsis the Mage put a spell on you. The spell has been lifted.
By the gods. Ugh. My head is spinning like a top. Ugh.
there! Look at that mad wizard go.
Today's a beautiful day. Could you tell me what you meant by mad wizard?
Mad wizard? I can't tell you much. That odd bird didn't say a lot that made sense. It burst in here, eyes all crazed and gleaming, as if someone was chasing it with a broadsword. I tried to calm him. I spoke very soothingly. Then he screamed, "Don't touch me! Palatinus's name is cursed!" and fled, never to be seen again.
Do you happen to know where he fled?
To the old ruins. They're not far from here.
Who was that mad wizard? Could it be Palatinus? I did what you asked of me. Now it's up to you to interpret the readings. Can you do it?
No, of course not. But fortunately, the Creator has heard my prayers. Amanda, a neighbor of mine from Parnak, found me. Let me present her to you and she'll explain it all.
Amanda? Pleased to meet you.
Let me introduce myself. I'm Amanda, a disciple of the Mage's Tower. Bernard was exceedingly nervous about the device, so I said I would try to figure it out myself. Let me see it. Give me a few minutes.
My boy wrote to say he started studying the art
So I shoot at the village guard. Has picked up an iron bar with the other and battered that bear about his hairy snout once, twice, and the beast was struck down.
I tried to ask him.
Who are you? Another one of those who want to get to the DuPont's estate? So you should know, I only guard it. I have no invitations.
So you're the commander of those very knights serving DuPont.
Ha! That's right. I wouldn't have touched him with a 10-foot pole. There was one girl, poetess, but he took her from me, bastard.
If you don't like it so, maybe you should return to the Royal Guard. They're calling up all former knights.
Let them call up as much as they wish. I'm not going to return. I don't want to be blamed in Lamarok's death again. Never, ever. I'm tired of that story.
I'm afraid I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yes, something. All right. I had a brother in arms, Baron Lamarok. He had a castle right here under the hill. I visited it quite often. So, one day we had a fight in front of the guests. A serious fight. And some bastard took advantage of that. That very night he was killed. Stabbed in the back with a dagger. In his own bedroom. I was accused of his murder and kicked out of the guard. That's it. Not a word more. And Castle Lamarok burned down soon after. Not by accident, obviously. Someone covering their tracks. But my heart tells me that some clues may have been left there. Wish I could find those bastards.
Well, I need to examine the ruins of Castle Lamarok. It might well shed light on the mysterious death in the past.
What do you want? Scream it?
Mr. Grufflet, we need to talk.
No problem. I once visited Kyathern, the Elven Island. There's this magic tree called the Sidley. It bears apples the size of my head, so crisp and juicy. Know what the elves do with them? They bring elven virgins to the tree at midnight, and these young maidens cup the apples in their delicate hands. The sun rises, and at midday, the apples transform into pure fusk right before your eyes. You only need to harvest them before they explode. 'Twas the sweetest fusk I ever had. Those elven virgins weren't your average kitchen girls either. Their arms get so bulked up, they could throw an anvil like it was a ball. So much for that nonsense about fusk being bad for you.
Whoa there! Look at that mad wizard go.
Yeah, you don't see that every day.
Oh my.
Why the tragic song?
Sorry. Oh, you're not from the fair, are you? Why are you crying? What happened? Oh, I'm sorry.
Do you know about the fair on the Eastern Road? Merchants from Lorien and Artisania gather there to trade.
No, I haven't been there in a long time. Why do you ask?
My father, Edel, went to the fair and never returned. He promised to return within a day with a present for me, but he's still not back. Perhaps you'll learn something if you're out that way.
Oh my. Why the tragic sighs, dear fellow?
Let us raise a glass of apples. Haven't you noticed it yourself? Our spells are requiring more and more mana. Some of them have stopped working altogether.
My boy wrote to say he started studying the art of brewing elixir. I was
You must be a regular here. Do you know Fontaine of Rickville?
Yeah. He rushed in here just a little while ago. Scared stupid. He's hiding in the backyard, terrified someone's gonna come for him. He's a jittery fella.
Fontaine, are you there? Please come out. I need to talk to you.
Yeah, right. So you can beat me too?
Your master Kalmas asked me to find you. He's oh so worried. Or is he worried about his tools? I didn't quite understand.
I know. That's why I'm hiding.
Well, if you won't come willingly... I much prefer looking at your face instead of that barrel. Why were you hiding in there?
I'm trying to stay away from Kamos. I got beaten once already today. I don't need a licking from him, too.
Someone beat you up? Who?
These bandits at the fair. I left the carriage behind, too.
If I were you, I'd go to Rickville and calmly relate these events to Kamos.
But you don't know Kamos. He won't listen. I abandoned his carriage and tools. Well, that's all it'll take for him to judge me guilty.
So bandits are roaming around the fair. How did they end up there?
No idea. I ran for it once the brawl started up. People were being beaten, stalls trashed, things stolen. I just ran. I'm not ashamed. My life is worth more than a box of tools.
My boy wrote to say he started studying.
Whoa there! Look at that man.
How's our device doing? Any clue what it does?
It indicates a strong efflux of dark charms in the village, most intensely by the mountain wall. What could it be?
Oh, Creator, the Mage's Tower!
Mage's Tower what?
Grills! There are several of these round waste grills on high, and one of them is open. That means the mages were dumping their magical garbage down on the village. The locals have nothing to do with it. We thought the villagers of Rickville were poisoning us. They've always hated us. But as it turns out, the mages are truly to blame.
My heart is with you, but my mind requires proof.
How about this? Let's meet in the Mage's Tower in the yard by the Market Street. I seem to recall something relevant in the archives. Not to worry. I'll figure something out.
Whoa there!
I'd visit the Mage's Tower myself and ask around, but I find it very intimidating. Who knows with mages? Maybe I ask about this Parnack stuff and kazam! I spend the rest of my days on a lily pad eating flies. Actually doesn't sound all that bad.
Whoa there! Look at that mad wizard go!
Yeah, you don't see that every